Hi everyone, Scary again. Today's topic, plastic surgery. Okay, now, normally anyone who knows me knows that I don't believe in plastic surgery unless it is, for something critical, something you're born with. You were in an accident, something where, it isn't about cosmetic so much growing old, for example. And today is going to be more about growing old. So I'm just kind of recollecting before the end of my life here some things that I found, excuse me, losing my voice. Some things that I found entertaining over time. And I recalled a time during my second marriage. At this point, I knew my ex was poisoning me, and he had made different comments about. I had also known he was with this 20-year-old at the time as well, and he had made this comment about his hands, and he looked younger than I did naturally, but he had his hands up and he goes, "Wow," he says, "my hands look really old." Typically, somebody who's getting older, we don't really realize that we're not looking at our hands as much as our face, but in all honesty, you really want to tell how old somebody is, look at their hands. That's something people don't get plastic surgery on the skin on your hands or the veins and stuff coming out to really see. Now, keep in mind, somebody can work really hard with their hands, and that can have an effect on the aging process of the hands as well. But overall, the skin tone and stuff, and not the tone, but the looseness of the skin on the hands is going to show your age much more these days than your face or your neck or anything because of all the plastic surgery that gets done. And so I realized, well, it was kind of funny. I didn't say anything at the time, but I'm like, well, of course, you're getting older based on your hands because, like I said, he looked a lot younger than his age. And he could tell by his hands because either she made the comment or he noticed it. But when they would hold hands, I knew they were holding hands, he could see his age difference between her hand to his. So that showed the 27-year age difference between the two of them. And my kitten's going to come and visit us. He's in agreement with me on this one. But anyway, some of the things my husband said one day, we were talking, and I was talking about getting more fit and in shape and things, I was going to workout programs I was going to do to get that way. And I said, as you get older, everybody knows this, women, our boobs sag, right? I mean, the skin gets looser and they start sagging. It doesn't matter how many bras you wear, how supportive they are. As soon as you take that thing off, they're going to go back to where they were, unless you get a breast lift or, fake boobs. I've been very blessed to be very well endowed in the breast region, so I have never had to think about getting, my boobs done. The only thing I've actually thought about was having them reduced because as I get older, it is harder on the back because as they sag more, and the heavier they are, the more pressure it puts on your back. So I have thought about that, but instead I just toned up and strengthened my back instead of getting my boobs made smaller. So, but because they were sagging, and of course, no, he's comparing me to a 20-year-old. I was 48 and she was 20. So there's 28-year age difference. So here's my husband as I'm getting ready for work in the bathroom. And we're talking about the day. And I said, maybe I should get a breast lift. Get them perky and back where they belong. I thought he had mentioned, that in the past. And he's like, well, yeah. And then we got up into the kitchen having morning coffee, which had poison in it. So he loved watching me drink my morning coffee at the time. I did not know it was poison at the time. And he's sitting there and he's just all happy as can be. I did not know why, but I thought it was because we were talking about this breast lift. And he goes off. And you have to realize he's comparing me to a 20-year-old that he's been having sex with. and many other prostitutes that were younger. And there's a girl who I think was underage, by all means, maybe 13 or 14. Um, it got sick. His obsession with women and sex and younger women got sick. If you see things falling behind me, it's because the kitten's up there and he's decided to start playing with my crystals. He's probably going to knock things on my head. So we may get a good laugh here. But anyway, here was his suggestions on work I needed done. A breast lift, of course. Butt implants. I'm not sitting on hard things in my ass. I'm sorry. But yeah, I have a flat ass. But it's also because I worked my butt off most of my life. And, oh yay, he decided not to throw anything on her head. But he's now going to go back there and terrorize us. Okay. Oh my God. So now he's moving everything around back there. And that's probably not going to stay. So I might just have to pull it down. Life of the kitten. Okay, we're going to get rid of it. There's another cat behind it. So see him peeking around the corner. And there's another. My Egyptian cat is back there. I like this is circus. I swear to you. But I love it. It's been an adventure. I'm not going to knock it. Okay, anyway. Actually, he looks better than the pillow does there. Maybe I'll just see if I can train him to just sit there every time I make a video. Okay, back to me. Yeah, it's always about me. Go figure. But so then he also said to have my tummy lift, or because at one point I never had children, so I don't have the stretch marks from that. But at one point in my life, I was a bigger girl, and no, do not pull on my hair. No, please pull my hair and chew on me. Okay, ignore the cat. Ignore the cat. Okay. He's in strong disagreement of all of this plastic surgery. Or he's trying to give me plastic surgery. I don't know what's going on with this cat. All of a sudden, no, don't scratch my head. That hurts. Little turd. Oh my God. I'm being attacked by my own cat. So if you've thought about, cats are not normally like this. If you're thinking of getting a cat, they're not all little Satans like this one. I adore him and love him so much. I really should be raising tigers and lions. Yes, I think I have the patience for it. Anyway, now that you've seen me get attacked by my cat, I will never probably get adopted ever. Life is good. Life is good. I still love him. I love him so much. See how much abuse I took from my ex-husband? I find it funny. Anyway. So anyway, we were talking about a tummy tuck. Okay. I don't have much, but like excess skin under your arms. I pretty much stay pretty muscular, so there's really not much of that, but he still complained about that. A facelift, so everything is perked up and perfect. And from there, I'm sure the list went on and on. Because it was a long, lengthy discussion. And I just sat there and looked at him. And, LASIK surgery for the eyes and this, that, and the other. It was just everything. Everything that could possibly be wrong with me from his perspective, he picked out. And I'm sitting there, I'm looking at him going, well, That's just not stuff you say to your wife. You don't sit there and just from head to toe shred her body, her looks. I mean, he did this with no remorse. I mean, he was serious. And then I'm like, yeah, well, I'm not 20 anymore. And when I was 20, you wouldn't have said those things to me. But okay, if that's what I need to look like to make you happy, I'm never going to make you happy. I'm not going to go get all this cosmetic surgery and make my body look perfect just so you have something good to look at. Go buy a statue. You know, that's ridiculous that to get somebody to love you, you have to look a certain way, and things are going to start falling now because Satan is up there. I'm going to nickname him Satan, I swear. He only does this when I'm making videos. He is the best cat ever. I start making videos and he goes nuts. So, I don't know. Holy crap, what's good? He's going to drop something big on my head now. You, stop. Little man. Yeah. Oh, now you're going to touch my hand really nice. Like, yeah, no, we're friends. See, he's petting my hand. This is how sweet he normally is. You can't even see his face. He's being a little sweetheart now because he knows he's in trouble. He's going to want a snack and a treat when I'm done with this. He's like, oh, shoot, I'm not going to get one. He knows. He knows the rules. Smart little booger. Anyway, so my conclusion to all of this is no, am I not paying enough attention to you? So if I look at, okay, see, he was sliding that towards me when I was looking at the camera. Then I turned around to look at him and he pushed it back. Then I turned around and looked at the camera again and then he knocked it off. He's jealous. He is jealous. He wants all the attention. I'm positive that's what's going on right now. And he'll get it in about 5 minutes. Okay, he's just zone center. Anyway, so where I'm going with this is that ladies, even men, grow old gracefully. You know, I get moisturizers, creams, basic taking care of your body. Those are very important things to make us feel better about ourselves. But cosmetic surgery to have bigger boobs so that men like you, or a better butt, or the perfect face, that person has a very shallow love for you. That love will die just as, probably faster than it took you to actually get and recover from all those surgeries. Do not appreciate you, look at you, and see the beauty within you. If other people can't, that is their loss. And their loss then becomes your gain. You don't see it at the time. It feels like there's not going to be anybody. I get it. And maybe there never will be. Okay, I've clearly accepted there never will be. And I wouldn't have gone through all of these traumas in my life with these people if I would have just accepted myself, because I would have nixed them out very quickly. And I spent 30 years of my life tolerating this stuff and feeling bad about myself. Like, normally, if my self-esteem was really low, of what my ex-husband said to me about all these surgeries would have shredded me. I'd have been in a horrible depression. It's like, how do I afford it? How do I get time off from work? How do I look perfect for my husband? Everybody must see me the way he sees me. Those mental thoughts, and that's just the beginning of the stuff that starts going through your mind. And why? How do I know this? I've been there. But I was strong enough when that happened, and I knew I was being compared against a 20-year-old. I didn't even get depressed about my age. I was like, you know what? No, I'm not doing this for somebody who I've been with for 12 years that is supposed to love me the way I am. I'm going to grow old. Someday he's going to grow old. And we're not going to look the way we did when we were 20. And one day, when there's almost a 30-year age difference. When he's 60 and she's 30, she's going to go, he's looking pretty old. She's only going to be 30. You know, sometimes you got to watch these age differences. I try to say age is just a number. It doesn't matter in relationships, and it really doesn't. I've seen people with 20-year age differences make great relationships. But you can't be dating them and then also looking at somebody older, because you're clearly looking for something fresh and young. Um, so somebody older, you're not going to be happy with long term. So also watch what kind of, I always ask when I date, who's the, how old, what was the biggest age difference, between you and somebody else. That's going to tell me, are they going to cheat on me with somebody younger? What are they actually looking for? Um, I'm sorry, but it's true. That's what happens. Would I date somebody 80 or would I date somebody 40? You know, I'm going to have my block of what I'm looking for too and what I'm satisfied with. Now, does that mean that can't change? It can change, but just it's a red warning flag, and be careful. But overall, don't change. Have all these plastic surgeries to make other people happy. I know people do it to get into movies and, all this. They shouldn't have to do that either. You should be able to be you, and you should be good enough. And even if we are talking movies and stuff, those people who have to have the perfect looking person aren't making very realistic movies. What if we started doing things on TV and in movies that were more real? People looked real. Why can't we do that? And because as a society, we want to see beautiful too. We need to start changing our standards on what we expect out of people. We're literally killing people with these expectations. Women not eating, men taking steroids to build up too many muscles. It's just, we are forcing the wrong methodology in the brain to everybody if we continue to accept this. And we are the people. We get to decide. And like I've always said, you have government and stuff that makes rules and regulations. That's fine. But we get to decide what we watch, what we're going to tolerate, what we're going to, put up with. So we actually have a huge vote in everything that can make ultimate change. I choose not to support plastic surgery for just base cosmetic, vain reasons. It's vain. It's vanity. That's all it is. And I'm not going to go through all this to make somebody like me more. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. But anyway, the big message is be you no matter what. No matter what. Be you. Be proud of who you are. And love yourself. Other people will love you. The right person that's meant to be with you will find you, or you'll find them looking just the way you do. You don't have to be a certain image. The only things that I say is, take care of your body and your skin, maybe workouts, things like that. And that's for health reasons. That is your basic health. That is the longevity of your life. If you don't want to live a long life, then don't care. That's up to you too. That's your decision. You get to decide those things. From the Bible, I did find 1 Peter chapter 3, verses 3 through 4. And it said, do not let your adorning be external, the braiding of hair and the putting on of gold jewelry or the clothing you wear. But let your adorning be the hidden person of the heart, with the imperishable beauty of a great gentle spirit, which in God's sight is very precious. One thing you will learn reading the Bible is God doesn't see us from the outside in. And I've often said this about people I date. Yes, there's a base chemistry on the outside that I see and I look at, and I have to be attracted to it, some type of attraction, but it doesn't have to be the ultimate type thing. That's just a cover, a shell to who you are. I do see people from the inside out. So when I'm getting to know somebody, I'm looking at them from the inside, not so much from the outside. So God sees us that way, from the inside out. He actually doesn't even care what we look like on the outside. He's only interested in our soul. Your soul is not what you look like, what your human vessel is. This is just a body so that people can see you, because a soul cannot be seen in physical form here on earth, right? A spirit and a soul can be felt, and it can be seen if you can look past, the surface coating of everything. So, and we get way too caught up in the surface thing. For example, we see colors, right? So we can be drawn by certain colors. If everything was black and white, we would see things a lot differently. As people are colorblind, different things, you will find they have a different mental perspective because they can't see regular colors or all the vibrancy of colors. And I know a lot of colorblind people, so I've kind of tested this theory because I'm an analyst at nature. So when I get a thought, it's like, I wonder. And then I'll just start investigating in life and make a lot of little discoveries. I'm going to read this again because this is something that's very important, and I think we can all hold true of how we should see others and judge others. Do not let your adorning be external. The braiding of hair and the putting on of gold jewelry, or the clothing you wear. But let your adorning be the hidden person of the heart, with the imperishable beauty of a gentle spirit, which in God's sight is very precious. So you choose if you want plastic surgery. It doesn't mean that I'm going to dislike you or not. Everybody has a choice to do their own thing. I just think you're better than that. You don't need it. Grow up gracefully. Love the body you've been given. Do what you can to take care of it. But be proud of who you are. Like you. And if others don't like it, well, that's their problem. Even if you're in a sexual nature where, ladies, you take off your bra, you don't want to take it off because you're like, oh gosh, my boobs are going to sag and he's not going to like it. I've had conversations with men beforehand going, oh, by the way, my boobs sag, just to see their reaction. And you can tell whether a man's going to be affected by it or not, by his look. When you just bluntly blurt stuff like that out, they don't have time to cover because they're not expecting it, first of all. And two, either you're going to get a total natural reaction, how they would really feel about that, because they haven't had time to prepare to hide the reaction or come up with something to make you feel better, right? If you're going to do that, be prepared for, don't get hurt when the reaction is like, ooh, all of a sudden, oh, that's okay, because they'll cover for what their initial body language gave you. I've learned to laugh at it because I would rather have the truth. And sometimes in order to get the truth, you have to catch people off guard and be blunt, and then boom, truth comes out real fast because they haven't had time to prepare anything for it. So I do that just so I know what kind of a person I'm dealing with and whether he's going to be okay or not with that. I don't want to be in a relationship with a guy who's not okay with it, because he's just going to end up cheating on me eventually to go be with somebody who had a breast lift or who's younger than me. I'm not going to waste my time. And time is one of the most precious things you have. But the actual most precious thing you have is your soul. And people can think I'm ugly and I need all kinds of different work. I look and I see something very beautiful. And as long as I feel that way about myself, it doesn't really matter what other people think. It really doesn't. As long as I can, the only time I feel ugly is when I know I've done something or said something that I shouldn't have. At the end of the day, I'll look at myself and I'll recount that when I'm looking at myself and going, oh, I think I'm pretty today. I'll be like, oh, I might be pretty in that mirror, but I know I did something terrible that I need to apologize for and make amends for. And I will see ugly in the mirror. So I actually see my soul. My soul sees me and reminds me. So again, plastic surgery or not, God doesn't see you that way. God sees you as beautiful depending on what's coming from the inside out. So work on the inside out. And hopefully by the time you get to the outside, and if you think you don't like what you see, okay, do what you want to do, but don't do it because others have recommended it. Do it because that's what you see, and that's going to make you feel better about yourself. All right, on that note, enough preaching. Love you. Bye.